Yeah. There are some errors.
What the heck? Uh, can you expand that description a little bit? Where is this thing trying to pull that from?
Okay, sure.
It says it failed to pull the artifact.
Yeah.
It's trying to pull it from Artifactory, which is where it should pull it from. Okay, maybe we need to delete that. Okay, go back to the terminal. If you go into, if you cd into your home folder, so there should be a directory there called .m1. So if you
.m1.
cd, yeah, you should be able to cd into it.
.m1.
I'm sorry, M2, not M1.
M2.
Yeah, yeah. So inside there you have a repository. You can go into that repository, which you should have local copies of all the dependencies
Yeah.
that it downloaded so far. So if you go into COM, there should be a Citrix Online folder inside it. Yeah, go into Citrix Online. No, Citrix Online all together. Okay, so if you go into the GoToMeeting folder, what is in there? There's G2M Pro API. You go there. There should be a version.
Yeah.
Yep, go into that version. So the Palm is there. Snapshots is there, but it couldn't download the jar. Okay, let's do the following. Go back one level and do an RM to remove dash RF, I think, uppercase R. I don't know if it makes a difference, but yeah.
RF. Okay.
And that version, so you can delete that version from there for something. Yep.
This. Right.
Yep. Let's remove it. Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you go back to Eclipse, just do a clean build on this thing. If you go to project, clean, and let it build the, clean all projects. That's fine.
It's clean all projects. Okay.
Yeah, it's pulling everything again. So go back to the directory. Let me see if it pulled the thing already. If you go to the terminal and DOLS, did it pull the version again?
Okay. Do I need to go back to the directory? Right.
No, just ls. Let me see what the. No, just ls. Let me see. It might have pulled that already. So this is not a Git repo. Just ls, so we can see what's inside this folder. Okay, if version is there. Go inside it. And ls again. Let's see. Okay, the jar's there now, and everything that should be. Okay, that's good. Now, I don't know why it's still complaining back there, but we can certainly delete those errors because the dependency is there.
These errors?
At least, yeah, just the ones on, that one, the one about the missing artifact, yeah. Delete
snapshot.
those.
The snapshot, okay. Okay, just delete.
Actually, Right click the adapter project. Let me see something.
Properties.
No, go to Maven.
Okay.
All the way down. Yeah, you right click the folder, the project, right? No, right click the project.
Right click project.
Yeah, and then you go to Maven down below.
Okay.
And then update project. Then we can check that force update snapshot release checkbox on the bottom there.
Force update.
Yeah, and you can uncheck the other ones. Well, check that guy and uncheck the other. Yeah.
Okay, and check.
Do the refresh workspace too. Yeah, why not? Do the refresh and the clean. Yeah, no problem with that. The update one, yeah.
Okay.
Good. Okay, let me see what it does with the adapter.
Okay, just click OK. Yeah.
Is it stuck on 33% still?
Yeah.
That's weird. So it's downloading Firebase right now. Okay. Well, it's trying to talk to a repository that I suppose is no longer there, so it may take a little time to realize that repo.cloud.com is no longer around.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
okay.
No error.
Okay, that's a good sign. So you can close that POM file before you make any changes to it. No. Yeah. Cool. All right. So you want to try and run that same file you had yesterday? Or do you still have that run configuration on the shortcut there? If you drop down that play button, the green play button on the top.
Java applet.
Oh, it doesn't have the previous execution?
Yeah, no.
Okay. Yeah, now go back to the source tree then. I wanted to show you something else as well that you could do. So if you go into the source, main Java, the applet, you can actually run the applet instead of running the launcher. And just do run and specify some parameters there. Yeah, you can do that, and then you can change the parameters. So this is not gonna run, I don't think, because it doesn't know what the parameters are. So you can actually terminate that process.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you go back now and drop down the run button there, you should be able to see the configuration that was there. Yeah, so yeah, they're all there. So I don't know why it didn't show before, but go to run configurations. And so you have the applet one, right? So running the applet is slightly different than running the launchers, which is what you were running before, which is down below.
Okay, so how to configure?
So when you're running the applet, you're gonna open that little window, right? And you can actually run the applet and pass parameters to it. So you see the parameters tab up top?
Yeah.
You can specify the parameters that you want. So what size, the window and all that kind of stuff. So one parameter that you can add to the bottom there on the matrix, on the table there, if you add a new parameter, you can name this parameter screencast session URI, with uppercase S and uppercase U. No, it's all lowercase. Everything's lowercase. The only thing that's uppercase is the S in session. No, everything is lowercase.
Oh, lowercase. Okay.
Yes. So screencast all lowercase, then session with an uppercase S, and URI with an uppercase U. Yeah. Correct. Now, for value, you can build a URI. Did you read the document on screencast URIs?
Not yet. About the URI, not yet.
No? Yeah, so if you go there, I can show you real quick.
Okay. Oh, I see.
So there's a URI spec, and you can use schemas to specify what the output is going to be, right? When the screencast server receives the stream, what is it supposed to do with the stream, right? Traditionally, when you're running the local development environment, you would see that little window where it kind of renders the stream. But when you're just testing some functionality, you may want to specify a URI that says, okay, you take the stream in and you output the stream to MCS, for instance, right? Well, MCC, I guess this document says, but it's really MCS now. So we have to update some of these documents. So, you know, you see some of the example URIs that we use, you know, so the protocol says it's WebRTC or it's MCC, MCS, or it's whatever other protocols we support. And then we use an authority to specify, you know, like who is receiving the stream on the other end, and then slash and a session identifier, right? So we're gonna compose a URI that is similar to these. So when you run your server, the applet in this case, it's going to be advertising automatically, right? And the URI that it's going to be pre-configured with is going to tell it whatever stream you receive, don't render, just output that to GoToMeeting, for instance, so we can actually see it inside GoToMeeting. That's probably going to be the use case that we're going to be working on the most in the next few weeks. Right, so might well configure your environment to run like that. So you, for instance, right here, you have a GoToMeeting session started, right?
So, yeah.
You have a GoToMeeting session started right now, don't you?
Yeah.
Right? Do you know what the session identifier is for your meeting?
Session identifier? How can I check the session identifier?
It's the meeting ID, right? So you should have that in the URL. Or if you go to the GoToMeeting client on the Mac, you can invite someone to the meeting, and it shows you the ID of the meeting there.
Oh.
So if you go to the Mac client, the GoToMeeting Mac client. If you open that little drawer on the left, on the right-hand side, there should be an ID on the bottom.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
Right. So that we'll need that number, because we're going to build a URI that tells Screencast whenever you receive the stream, output into this meeting.
Okay, I see.
Okay, so let's go back into Eclipse where we're kind of composing our URI, and we're going to put there the schema is going to be MCS. So you put MCS first.
MCS.
Yeah, it's all lowercase.
Lowercase.
Yeah, MCS. No. This is, MCS, then column, double slash.
Double slash.
Yeah, slash, the // yeah, good. So then the authority, we're going to use pro.gotomeeting. Oops, GoToMeeting. .citrix.com, then slash, and that meeting ID that you had there on the client, whatever that number is.
Okay.
Cool. So let's run it with that parameter now. So you do OK. It's going to record that parameter, and then you can run.
You can run. Okay. Ah, yeah, it's running, but I don't have an iOS device on hand.
Yeah, that will make it difficult to test for sure. Yeah, I mean, with GoToMeeting doing screen sharing, it's not gonna be, like you could try, to use the Mac and go to your AirPlay icon on the Mac, but given that you're screen sharing with me, it's gonna be like, it's gonna be kind of like funky.
Yeah, I can see. So in this way, we can mirror the screen on the iOS device to the meeting we are having now, right? The session.
Yeah, that's how you do it. So then, if you go to the iOS device now and connect to this meeting with this name, then you're gonna see a new. That's one of the things that we're trying to resolve, which is a problem right now. You would see another participant join the meeting, right? And that participant is going to be called Junwei's iPhone.
Yeah.
Right? Then you, as an organizer, you go into your meeting client there, you go to meeting native desktop client, and you make that guy presenter.
Yeah.
When you make that guy presenter, then ScreenCast reacts. ScreenCast says, hey, I'm the presenter now. I'm going to start streaming the data in. Okay?
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it works. So we can give it a try now to see if it's going to happen. So I haven't tried the Mac AirPlay in a while, but yeah, try selecting that AirPlay endpoint there. Let's see what's going to happen.
So so when I click on the when I select the this guy, and then I will change the presenter, right? Change the presenter to the screen. So this AirPlay to the device. Change the presenter.
Yeah, well, let's see if it's gonna show first, because I don't even know if it's gonna show. So let's start there. So I guess I'm gonna stop seeing your screen momentarily, maybe, I don't know. But
is it showing?
Yeah, it looks like it's still showing. It's just I guess in a different, it's slightly different layout or resolution than it was before. So yeah, so it's connected, it's streaming the data, apparently. Yeah. See that it's grabbing frames and whatnot?
Yeah.
If you look at the participants in the meeting now, there's a third participant.
Yes. Yeah, 3 participants.
So that third participant is ScreenCast that joined the meeting.
Can you see the another screen of my original presenter of the MacBook? Or
yeah, I can still see it. Yeah.
So there are two screens showing now.
No. You can only have one presenter, right?
Oh, okay.
So right now the Mac is the presenter. So if you switch now and make the third guy the presenter, let's see what's going to happen.
Okay, I see.
Try switching presenters to the third guy.
Presenter. Change presenter. This one?
Yeah, so now ScreenCast is the presenter. And I believe you can see ScreenCast.
Wow.
Streaming in. Right? Because your Mac believes he's not presenting. It's a third guy.
Yeah.
Right? So ScreenCast is capturing your screen. Well, no, ScreenCast is receiving the AirPlay stream from your Mac and outputting that into GoToMeeting.
Wow. Yeah.
And then everybody else is seeing it. So that's the same thing that an iOS device will do. Right? So if you run the tablet if you run the applet like that, with that argument, then you're able to test the whole flow of receiving the AirPlay stream, going out to MCS.
Yeah, cool.
Because before we were testing like rendering inside the IDE, right, on that little window. And we were also testing on the browser, I believe, right? When you went to WebRTC and you go to the Chrome browser and you can see the stream there too. So this is another way.
So last Friday, we tried to render the screen in a WebRTC, right, in this browser. Oh, okay. So this time it is an MCS it's an through MCS, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
So, most of the development that we're going to do coming forward, it's going to be through MCS, right? We're going to optimize the MCS flow and, so this is what you're going to be working on mostly, I suppose. So you got to have to start a meeting first, right, to be able to see it. Start a meeting, the ID is always the same. So, if you're always starting your own meeting, it's never going to change. And then you just run the applet with that parameter, and it should stream into the meeting every time. It's just not like ideal, the flow. Like, for instance, if you think about an iOS device, right?
Yeah.
An iOS device is gonna go through a flow inside the GoToMeeting application, the mobile application, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody joins a GoToMeeting session from iOS, they're gonna show up on the list already.
Yeah.
Right? So we're gonna have to change the iOS code, and hopefully, Saravan is gonna be able to help with that.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna have to change the iOS code so that when that guy joins the meeting, it says, you know what, I can be a presenter now, because right now it can't. So if you join from iOS in the GoToMeeting, you're gonna see that the guy that shows up on the list from iOS, you can't make that guy presenter.
But I can,
right?
I can make the presenter when I join as in a MacBook.
Yeah, when you join from the MacBook, you can. But if you join from an iPad or from an iPhone, you can't.
Oh, okay. So how can I improve it? So what's the problem?
So, for that, we're gonna have to make modifications to the GoToMeeting client.
GoToMeeting client, okay.
The GoToMeeting iOS client, and I'm hoping that Saravana is going to be able to help us making those modifications, right? Mm-hmm. But just to give you a whole flow so you see how confusing it's going to be right now without the changes. Yeah. So you join from GoToMeeting from iOS, right? Then you show up on the list as, I don't know, Junwei from my iOS device, right? Mm-hmm. And, you started the meeting or whatever. Now, you tell ScreenCast, hey, ScreenCast, join the meeting too. And here's the meeting ID, right? Now, as soon as ScreenCast joins, there's going to be another participant on the list that says, Junwei's iPhone, right? So for a presenter, for an organizer to distinguish, like, who is the iPhone and who is the person on the GoToMeeting client, it's quite confusing. Right? Like, who do I make presenter is the question.
Yeah.
You have two guys showing up.
Yes.
Right? Then if I join from GoToMeeting as well for my iPhone, then all of a sudden we have 4 people on the list.
Yeah.
Right? So it's quite confusing. So we're trying to work through improving those use cases so that, it doesn't show twice, that the first guy that joins can be made a presenter, not the second guy that joins, So we're improving through that. So it's going to be key that you have this, local environment running, that you can join a meeting and all that kind of stuff to develop on top of it.
Yeah. So how can I improve that? I mean, so there are a lot of components in this project. So which component should I be focused on?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay.
You there?
Hi, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to drop out. I'm actually late for a meeting, but yeah. So if you go to not Confluence, sorry. If you go to Jira,
Mm-hmm.
we have one ticket there that we assign to you.
Yeah.
And I can give you more details on it as soon as I'm back. But if you are you in the office today?
Yeah. Yes.
So if you want to ask Peter about it, he can guide you through that one task that we have already assigned to you, so you can get more familiar with it.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
All right. And if you have questions, you can reach out to me, and I'll provide you all the details.
Cool.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Roberto.